there are a lot of people in your party, even some people in your own cabinet, who quite openly suggest that actually you should do something much more radical to help the economy, is that it should go pursue a customs union with the EU. And you've ruled that out many times. Do you still rule it out? Because it feels like your government's been warming up to that idea a bit.
Well, I've always been clear that we need a closer relationship with the EU. That is in our national interest. And we've taken important steps towards that with the EU-UK reset. And it is a reset. Relations between the UK and the EU are in the best position they've been for 10 years. And that has meant we've already taken steps.
But what's next?
We've already taken steps on food and agriculture to align with the single market. That's the sovereign decision that we have taken. I think we should get closer. And if it's in our national interest, to have even closer alignment with the single market, then we should consider that. We should go that far. We're already aligning on energy, reconnecting to energy in Europe, on emissions, but I think the single market, further alignment, as I say, if it's in our interest to do so, we should take that step.
So what do you mean by that? So countries like Switzerland and Norway have access to the single market, which is one of the biggest economic trading zones in the world.
A very important one.
But leaving the single market was one of the cornerstones of leaving the EU. So what exactly do you mean by being closer to the single market? Because anyone else who has access has to follow their rules, and they also have to allow freedom of movement, where an unlimited number of EU citizens could come once again and live in this country. So what exactly do you mean?
So what I mean by that is, if you look at the deal we've already done with the EU, on food and agriculture, we're aligning our rules so that we can access the single market. So that's a sovereign decision that we've made as a government, that it's in our interest to do so. What I'm saying is there are other areas where we should consider whether it's in our interest to do the same and align with the single market. Now, that needs to be considered on a sort of issue by issue, sector by sector basis. But we've already done it with food and agriculture, and that will be implemented this year. That'll be another turning the corner moment as we get closer.